take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, Alex did that. That was real. That was legit. And it was very informative because I didn't know that is how the government operated sometimes.
Did you contact him the second time and go, what the fuck's wrong?
I sent him a text message. Said, this is why I won't talk to you. You say crazy, stupid shit like this. But I don't hate the guy. He'll scream and yell and call me a demon. He's not in a good place. Yeah, but he was talking about eating babies' pituitary glands. See if you can find that David Pakman video. David Pakman, who's a progressive commentator online, he was going, look, something's wrong with him. Like, he's playing this video. Like, what? He's talking about them breaking into morgues.
What is happening to Alex Jones?
Yeah, see if you can find the part on the video where Alex is talking. It's early on.
It sounds like schizophrenia. It sounds like any episode of Live PD or Cops, and people are talking like, oh, I saw aliens upstairs in my house. Like the other guy, Owen Benjamin. Look at him.
See, play this real quick.
It's all in plain view to these people. They're just putting it in our face, and they want a system where we can't do anything to stop them. That's like Bill Maher. The name of his production company is Kid Love, which is his NAMBLA slogan, basically. Then he makes jokes about having sex with kids all the time, and says it's okay to have sex with kids that have sex with 35-year-olds when they're 12. Just incredibly outrageous, evil, pathetic stuff of these soulless demons like Bill Maher. But Josh was saying he had a theory dealing with what walnut sauce is. And are you going to say it's the pituitary gland? Because they confirmed that Jimmy Savile and others would torture little kids to death, but if they couldn't get regular ones to kill, their favorite thing was to grab a kid and run over them with a car so they could say, oh, there's a police report, they got run over. But they would hurry to the morgue, and they work with different government-controlled morgues and eat the pituitary gland as quickly as possible and get high off of it. So, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's yeah. That's, first of all, Bill Maher's not a pedophile. This is crazy. This is like a weird rambling, and this is not Alex that I knew from 1998. It's just not. It's not the same guy.
So there's a big national controversy. Forbes is reporting on it, CNN, you name it. The Alex Jones, Joe Rogan feud. What's happening? I've known Joe since like 1998. He's a talented, funny guy. He's the commentator on UFC. He's the Fear Factor host. He's got probably the biggest podcast in the world. So why am I fighting with Joe? It's not because he had me on 2 years ago and hasn't had me on since. I don't care about that. It's that my family, my friends, they tell me, why are you friends with Joe? Man, he throws you under the bus. He's a globalist. He's promoting their whole agenda. You need to tune into this and find out what's happening. So I started researching him a few months ago, and I was completely and totally shocked by what I saw and how he's become this total globalist mouthpiece. With the fall of mainstream media, the fall of the corporate system, they're now going through whoever's popular online and finding out, will they basically put out the party line. But for me, the straw that broke the camel's back was George Soros. And we'll play the clip at the end of this live transmission. But George Soros went on 60 Minutes. He went on NPR. He gave newspaper interviews saying, I'm the Messiah, and I helped Hitler kill Jews. It was the best time of my life, and I'm not ashamed of it. And it was a happy-making time. And then Joe Rogan puts out the talking point that I'd seen others put out, that Jones made this up. Soros severed Hitler's head in 1945 and battled against Holocaust and was this great person. So I talked to Joe and I sent him clips and I said, here he is on 60 Minutes. Stop saying I'm a liar. Joe's like, okay, I'll get you on. Everything's great. And then the attacks just intensified. So I started paying attention to Joe and what he was saying and doing. And I'm going to play for you here in a moment what he just said a few days ago that I finally saw today. But there he is, to his tens of millions of readers and viewers. And he's saying Jones is crazy. He claims people were having sex with dead bodies at hospitals. He claims that they were drinking their blood and eating their pituitary glands. That's like all over BBC News. That's all over London Telegraph. That's all over the news, the pedophile epidemic and the Satanism epidemic in the UK. Believe me, 20 years ago when I first heard about it, I didn't believe it. So I'm going to show TV viewers, radio listeners can check this out for yourself, just search into what I talk about, what's really going on. And then I'm going to play you the clips of Joe saying this. I'm going to show you the news articles where it's admitted, mainstream news, drinking babies' blood, eating their brains, sex with dead bodies. I'm going to show you the Washington Post admitting it. And Joe already knows all this. He's a news junkie. I know him. So here it is. Psychopaths are less than 1% of the population, but they make up more than half the politicians, major international studies show. So yeah, it sounds crazy that Charlie Manson would cut Sharon Tate's baby out. It sounds insane that things like that would go on. It sounds insane that Jeffrey Dahmer would kidnap people or Hitler would do what he did, but it's a reality. So here is NBC. Why psychopaths are so good at getting ahead. And it reports that psychopaths are less than 1% of the population, but they're estimated to be half of the political leadership. So it's a psycho club. The 10 professions with the most psychopaths. First thing is obviously entertainment, and then Hollywood, and then obviously Congress. Psychopaths in positions of power. Big psychological report right there. And now let's get to what Joe sits there dumbfounded, like he's never heard of this before. I'm talking about Jimmy Savile and satanic rituals and killing children and sex with dead bodies. That's mainstream news. Jimmy Savile seen having sex with bodies and wheeling body of 4-year-old in prom into hospital. Mainstream news. Secrets of Jimmy Savile's lair uncovered as police find mural of sex assault victims. Jimmy Savile was part of a satanic ring. Jimmy Savile and Prince Charles, very close friendship with sex abuse Bishop Peter Ball, all confirmed. BBC star Jimmy Savile committed sex acts on dead bodies while volunteering in hospital. Jimmy Savile performed sex acts at Leeds General Infirmary. London Guardian. Savile told hospital staff he performed sex acts on corporates, on dead bodies in Leeds mortuary. Children. So, we get into Sir Edward Heath and the killing of children reported. So, everything I said was confirmed law enforcement reports. And Joe Rogan knows that, just like Penn State, just like the Catholic Church. But he doesn't stand up for the kids. No, he sides with this creature. A vampiric creature that seeks for the energy of children. That's what they do. Into that maw went the children. He killed children. He slit their throats. He drank their blood as they begged for mommy. And because Joe Rogan can't deal with that, he just says Jones is in a bad place. Jones is making all this up. Like the left says, oh, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they don't do anything wrong. They don't run giant child kidnapping rings or sex slave rings. They don't have suicide bombers. That's all Alex Jones. No, that's them. And I'm willing to stand up against them. And I wonder why big tech giants and all their little stars defend this crap. It's sick. Inside the pedophille's lair, chilling pics of bunk beds at Seville's Highlands Cottage raided by police, where up to 20 suffered abuse, some killed. Savile's secret was open secret. His behavior, delivering children to the royal family. That's mainstream news. Oh, there he is with Prince Charles. Seville had the highest level security clearance. Even British intelligence, MI6, MI5 didn't have it. You could enter any royal corridors, any royal homes at any time. Because look, he was delivering what the Transylvanian king, look him up, Count Dracula. Literally, Count Dracula. I'm not kidding. Pull up Prince Charles. I am Count Dracula. He lives in Transylvania most of the year now at a former Dracula castle. It's actually Dragon Castle. And it's all how he loves the children. It's him little kissing little boys and girls. He loves them. It's just all, because to a Satanist, you've got to do it out in the open. That's the big power. Type in Prince Charles in Romanian orphanages, or Prince Charles moves into Dracula Castle. I'm not kidding. You have to see this for yourself. So here's Seville with this big royal amulet telling him how it all works, delivering the goods. So, Joe Rogan, you said that I made it up, that British elites were having sex with dead bodies and drinking their blood and eating their pituitary gland. You can go search engine it right now and read major newspapers saying it. Oh, but you already know that, don't you, JoJo? The biggest trend in LA in drugs is not drugs. It's the blood of underage children. And that's why California passed a law that children at age 10 can take vaccines or make medical decisions outside their parents. There have parents now getting children under 10 to give blood that is injected into the veins of the elites. 20 years ago, that's 20 orbits around the sun, I first broke that Al Gore takes a little refrigerator around with him with children's blood. It was even in the AP. You can't make it up. These guys don't hide it. They're not drinking Schlitz malt liquor. They're not smoking a big old doobie, man. They want your children's blood. You think the average rich person wants caviar? Think they want some high-end hooker? No, man, they already had that. They like blood, blood, blood. So, Joe Rogan, so far, has chosen his side. He says, Alex Jones is insane. You saw the clip earlier. Nobody's raping kids in morgues. Nobody's doing that. You see, for a rapist, it's one thing to rape them while they're alive and try to steal their energy, but if they're dead and they have nothing, it's this fully necrophilic command that I've got you forever. It's beyond evil. And why wouldn't Joe Rogan say, wow, it's hard to believe, but Alex Jones was right? Why? They are doing this. It's incredible. But see, the enemy can't do that. And they'll never do that because they've chosen their side. They're psychopaths in power. And I'm simply, not with enjoyment, but just doing my duty, exposing this. The entire Catholic Church has been caught running giant pedophile rings. Hollywood's been caught. It's all been caught. And they just think, oh, we'll just censor everybody. We'll just ridicule people. They'll back down. No, we'll never back down. So, Joe Rogan, you're married. You've got children. You're not a pedophile. You know, in the earlier part of the clip, you attacked me and said, oh, Bill Maher's not a pedophile. I just said Bill Maher's production company is called Kid Love, a NAMBLA slogan, and he talks about how 12-year-olds should be able to have sex with 35-year-olds. I said, no, I don't agree with that. But see, I'm the immoral person. I understand, Joe. You made your bet. You're out in Hollywood. You're real cool. You're hanging out with Jack Dorsey. That's cool. Here's the deal. I'm like the echo of what's left of humanity. That's all. Like, you're going to win, right? So then, bring it. You're so powerful. Why run? You see, Joe, whether you're a pedophile or not, and I'm sure you're not, this is a metaphysical decision. And so you think you're going to play dumb with your viewers and your listeners when you say Jimmy Savile that raped and tortured and murdered unknown levels, one of the greatest serial killers known to ever exist, and you defend him and you attack me and you behave like this isn't known and you edit tapes so I don't even, so his name's not even said, so viewers don't even know who he is. Why, if you don't have a taste for this, would you defend it? So I'm not saying Joe Rogan's a pedophile. I have no evidence he is. I just know he defends Nazi collaborators like George Soros, and he defends pedophiles out of hand because he can't admit it exists. So what do we call this live feed? Alex Jones begs Joe Rogan not to defend top pedophile? Joe's like calling through intermediaries, saying, "Stop! I don't want this to happen. I don't want to fight. You're supposed to be already diminished. You're supposed to be gone." Like, Joe, I can't not attack. I'm not with Jimmy Savile and those countless little kids. He reportedly would like bite their necks and tear their arteries out. His favorite thing was to just grab a little girl and just, like a 2-year-old out, just tear their arteries out, rape the hell out of them when they beg for mommy. See, Joe, I can't cover up for Jimmy Savile because he's already in hell. I know hell doesn't exist. Like little DMT angels tell you. Not. Point is, I'm not with this dude. Dude, join me. Join God. Join your ancestors. Divorce yourself from Jimmy Savile and Jack Dorsey and the money of Silicon Valley. It means nothing. It won't empower you. Just come out and say, okay, I said Alex was full of crap about British stars and sex with dead kids. And, it's true. Wow, this is horrible. We should investigate it. Just do that. Just do that. Don't have me back on. Don't say what a great guy I am. I don't want Hollywood. I don't want to sell out. You start to unwind. Think about your own children, Joe, and this monster, and say, are you spiritually, because life goes on and on. Is this who you're with? Or are you with the God that gave us women and gave us the planet and gave us everything? So I'm gonna tell you again, I cannot be with this person. I just can't do it. The worst, I would never want to like terrify children and rape them because I'm so powerful and it's about me and I'm willing to do it and I'm so strong. I mean, I get the Satanism transmission. I don't agree with it, but I get it. So just like you Satanists prey on kids when they beg for mommy, I'm going to prey on you. That's just kind of how the universe works. And so I tell you, Joe, you've already defended George Soros 6 months ago. Now it's Jimmy Savile. Wow, you really have gone to the bottom of the barrel here. So just say Jimmy Savile is a famous pedophile and just say Jimmy Savile is bad. I'll never talk about you again, and I'll leave you alone. You don't have to ask for Jesus Christ in your heart. It's not about submitting to me. Just say pedophilia is a real thing, and pedophilia is bad. The vampirism against children is bad. Denounce Satan, denounce Jimmy Savile, and I will never talk about you again. But if you don't, within 7 days, I will release the plagues. God will release the plagues. So this is your chance. I'm not even going to be in the United States when this happens. We have 7 days. Look at this monster. Just announced Jimmy Savile. Put him up. Just announced the admitted mass pedophile kingpin with thousands of tortured and killed children. Go look it up, Joe. Just denounce him. You know, they wanted disciples to denounce Christ. They wouldn't do it to death. But he's not your God. Just denounce Jimmy Savile. Denounce Jimmy Savile, Joe. Denounce him. Denounce him. Because Jimmy Savile is Satan. Jimmy Savile is the enemy. That's the enemy right there. Joe, just join us. Just say, we love human life. Nancy Pelosi couldn't stand up when Trump was saying, we don't want to kill babies after they're born. Cortez couldn't do it. Camilla, none of them could do it because that's their God. Joe, just let us know you love life. Let us know you love your children. Denounce him now, Joe. Or the hammer. The hammer is coming down. And if you think you're Hollywood pimps are going to support you, you are gravely mistaken, son. It's your last chance for redemption. Jump on the helicopter skids as Saigon falls. Join us. It's such an easy choice, Joe. But somehow, I'm not sure you'll make the right choice. It's tomorrow's news today. It's the fight for the next level. It's the info war. I salute our listeners, our supporters, and our crew. This transmission ends.